Hi, this is Josh with Resort TV 1, and today I'm bringing you a little bit different type of a video. I had planned on uploading a relaxing stroll today, but if you saw my social media updates, we had some huge performances at school this weekend, and I got home really late last night and wanted to get some rest, so I appreciate you being patient with me on that. And I just really was thinking this afternoon that I actually wanted to make this video because it's something that's been on my mind for a few days and a lot of YouTubers' minds, so we really do need your help. And we don't normally make videos like this, asking for help with anything unless it's really serious. But this is a really serious issue that could affect a lot of not just Disney vloggers, but other family-friendly or kid-friendly content creators. And so you've probably heard something about this, but if not, here's a little bit of a breakdown. Basically, what's happened is the FTC has the enforcement of a law called COPPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And that was passed, I believe, in 1998, of course, to protect children under 13 online, which is why you see all these notices on websites. Children 13 or under 13 have to have their parents' permission to sign up for a website, whatever it is. They have to have their parents' permission to do basically anything online that would store their information, and that's a federal law. And if that is not followed by these websites, there can be fines and things like that, other penalties by the FTC. So it really wasn't an issue for YouTube for a long time because YouTube actually, in their terms of service, it says it can only be used by children ages 13 and up. So that satisfies the COPPA guidelines by doing that. However, of course, if you've seen or been around YouTube, or if you have kids, you know that there is a lot of kid-directed or made-for-kids type of content on YouTube. Even my son Liam has watched some of it, and some of it's really, really good. And some of it's educational. Of course, parents need to really watch and see what's going on, because there are some things, of course, that are not so good or definitely wouldn't want your kids seeing on YouTube, but there are also some really good things, just like the rest of the internet. There's the good and the bad, and it's the parents' responsibility to make sure that the children are only seeing things that are good. At least that's my opinion. So what's happened is the FTC has been doing an investigation, and they found that YouTube was collecting information from children that were browsing on YouTube, basically illegally. They were collecting information to serve targeted ads to these children. And so, not necessarily collecting a lot of personal information about, things that you might think about as personal information, like address or your phone numbers or, any other type of information like that. They're basically collecting information about the child's browsing habits, what they're interested in to serve targeted ads. And of course, this still does violate COPPA if the child is under 13. For adults, this isn't an issue as long as there is some type of notification about that. And of course, you can opt out and all those things. Most people don't, but it's one of those things. So that's what's been happening. And they did this type of investigation. They found that YouTube was violating COPPA. And so they slapped him with a very big fine. I believe it was $179 million just recently, just in the last month or so. And so what happened, of course, was YouTube made some huge changes. Of course, they can't afford to be fined $179 million. And so what they've done, and the COPPA rules basically are saying that, by the way, just kind of to sidetrack for just a second, there is a YouTube Kids app, but and the Kids app doesn't collect any personal information. So they're saying any children under 13 should be using the YouTube Kids app, which does restrict what they can see and also doesn't collect personal information. Under 13 that were using it, just on average, actually were using the YouTube, was aware that kids were using this under 13 and still having their data collected. So again, YouTube was fined this big fine. So that's kind of just a little more background information. So in response to that, and there was kind of a settlement. All the lawyers and everybody got together and basically made a settlement that YouTube would provide a method for content creators to self-report their content as made for kids. And so, a lot of children and child-focused content creators got really upset because what happens is you would think, and actually I think the FTC actually thought, well, it's not a big deal. The content creators will just report as made for kids. If they don't report, then there'll be a penalty. And we'll get into that later. This is why we need all your help, because there's this huge penalty that could happen to YouTube has given creators the ability to say that their video was made for kids or not made for kids. And that's the only two options. It's made for kids or not made for kids. And when you do that, when you select made for kids on your video, a couple different things happen. First of all, there are no comments. Comments are disabled on that video, which would be a huge hit, of course, for us, because we love reading our comments and interacting with our viewers. So that would be a huge hit. The comments have to be turned off when you say it's made for kids. They're trying to protect children interacting and posting online by doing that. And that's a huge thing for us too, because a lot of people see our videos with notifications on. And so, they might forget, or they might, just, oh, look, there's a new video like this one I'm going to upload in the middle of the day. So people will be getting this video on a notification since it's not our normal upload time. So that's the other thing. When you say it's made for kids, that they turn off notifications. And then the other thing that happens is they turn off personalized targeted ads. And that's basically, from what I've seen, it's going to be about a 70 to 80% reduction in ad revenue on that. So a lot of creators are going to really just not be able to afford to make videos anymore. It would be a huge, huge hit for everybody. And that would be really, really, really hard. Because, it does cost a lot of money to do that. In other ways helps as well. But other content creators really don't get the generous donations like we do to keep everything going. And so, a lot of content creators are going to have to shut down if this is the case, just because, they won't be able to afford to keep it going if their revenue is cut by 70 to 80%, especially some of the bigger channels that are doing this for a living. Jen and I both have jobs. And so, we're not worried about as far as our family income is concerned, but we definitely, it would be hard to keep going without that. So here's where we need your help. First of all, you might be wondering what is a video made for kids and not made for kids? What are the guidelines? So I've got it pulled up right here. This is on Google's site. They can offer some guidance, but we cannot provide legal advice. If you're unsure whether your video meets the standards, seek legal counsel. It's very vague and it's very scary. So what happens is, if you get this wrong, if you mark your video as made for kids, or if you mark it as made for kids, you're safe. The problem is it turns off all those things I just mentioned, and so it's a really, really bad thing to have to do that. And so if you get it wrong and say it's not made for kids, say for instance they decided one of our vlogs was made for kids, even though we really do really push it towards families and even specifically adults, really, for planning and things like that. We have a lot of kids that watch our channel, and we do like that, but we're not really making these for kids. We don't speak, in kid friendly, what my son would watch on video. We don't do, those types of things. We're not kind of trying to focus educational content or anything like that. We're not primarily showing characters and things like that. We're kind of we really do show a lot more of the adult side of Disney. So we really are focusing a little bit more on that, even though we love it when the whole families do watch our videos. So we thought when this first came out, we would be okay, because we really aren't making kid-directed content, like you might see, like nursery rhymes or, counting, help, or maybe even like toy reviews and stuff like that really is geared towards kids. We're not doing those things. So we thought we'd be okay. The problem is, if you get it wrong, and here's the big thing. I'm sorry it's taken me a minute to get to this, but if you get it wrong and the FTC finds your video, they're not going to find YouTube anymore. They're going to find the creators, that being Jenna and I, or any of your other favorite Disney vloggers or any other channels you watch on YouTube. They will fine you $42,000 per video violation. So we have over 1,000 videos on our channel. If we got it wrong on every single video and they find us, it would be $42 million. Obviously, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that with any channels. I think that would get a lot of bad publicity, and hopefully that they would do something. But we obviously can't afford to risk that. And even if that happened, and so this is where we need your help here in just a second. But let me read to you how to figure out if your content is made for kids. This is super vague. First of all, a video is child-directed if children are the primary audience based on the factors described below. So there we're thinking, okay, no, children are not the primary audience on analytics for anybody under 13, but we only have 2% of our audience that's 13 to 17 even, and that's a legal range. Like 13 to 17-year-olds can watch the content and have their information collected, and that's all legal. But it says the second one is where it's celebrities or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures. So if we show Mickey Mouse one time in the video, does that mean it's made for kids? It shouldn't be. Okay, or if we walk up and we meet Mickey Mouse for 5 minutes of a 6-hour live stream, does that mean the video is made for kids? You see what I'm saying? It's so vague. There's just no way to really know. Whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems for children. Well, ours really doesn't, but could you say that if you hear, How Far I'll Go from Moana in the middle of Happily Ever After, does that mean the video is made for kids? I don't know. It's really, really vague. Any other information you may have to help you determine your video's audience, like empirical evidence of the video's audience? Oh, well, we do have that. Okay, we do, and we can show that most of our audience is over 17, which is great. because that is, we do have a mostly adult audience. So we really think the government needs to do a much, 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 much better job of lining out what is and what isn't, or they need to find another way to keep kids from getting their information collected without shutting down all these creators the way that they're going to have to do. And let's be honest, if notifications are off for a video and comments are disabled and all those things, all that interaction is disabled, even taking out the ad revenue part of it, it really almost seems pointless to make a video when you can't even read somebody's comment on it. That would just, I can't even imagine that. So can't even imagine. I love reading your comments, and even if we don't get to respond to them as much as we want, we do read them, and we want to know. So that would be a big problem. So anyway, what can you do to help? Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit because this is upsetting, but what can you do to help? First of all, there's a change.org petition, 250,000 signatures. It would be great to get it to over 1 million signatures, but we need your help. So I'm put the link in the description, and I'm going to put the link also as the top comment on the video. So I'm going to put it in 2 different places. Please go to that petition, sign it. All they're asking for literally is your name and your email address, and you can hit a checkbox to keep your signing private. They don't have to report. They'll keep all that private. Change.org, of course, is a reputable site. They've been around for a long, long time, and they're not for profit and all that kind of thing. So lots of great petitions on there. But please, if any kind of social media, or even if it's just your personal Facebook, please share this on behalf of every single creator that you like to watch, because like I said, we want to keep YouTube the way it is. We want to keep bringing you great content. We don't want to have comments disabled. We don't have notifications disabled where somebody says, oh, I see 2 months later that you made a great video, but I never saw it. How frustrating would that be? That somebody sees, 2 months late that we did something or that they wanted to see, or a live stream that they wanted to be a part of that they didn't know was happening. So that's crucial that we keep those comments and notifications on. And again, ad revenue cut by 70 or 80% would be devastating for all of us as well. So those are things that we need your help with. So go sign that change.org petition, please. We would appreciate it, and share it. It's easy to share. Share it out, and let's spread this like wildfire. We've got over 77,000 subscribers. Let's see how far we can make this go. The next thing is the FTC, the government organization who is actually enforcing this regulation, which, by the way, I think it's good to protect children's privacy online. Please don't get me wrong. I just think this is a horrible way to enforce this, and there's got to be a better way to do this. The FTC is accepting comments on this on their website, so I will link to that as well. And I would really, really appreciate, I know it takes a little bit more time, but if you would post a comment about how, whatever you think about this. I mean, obviously, you say whatever you think, but some of the things I wrote where I felt like parents should be responsible for seeing which information is collected from their child. Parents should be the ones watching what apps their kids use. I certainly do for Liam. He's only 3, so he doesn't get to use, a tablet that much or any kind of online, unless we're right there with him. But even as he gets older and he can use things by himself a little bit more, you can bet that we're going to be watching every single thing just because we want to keep him safe. We don't want him, there's a lot of bad stuff out there. We don't want him exposed to it. So I feel like it's on the parent to see what information is being collected and to give or deny that permission. So I feel like the government kind of stepping in here is a little bit of overstep on some things. I think some parts of the law are good, and I'm not going to get into a big dissertation on the law itself, but I really do feel like it would be good to have, to be able to enforce this in a little bit more. I mean, we're not trying to yell and scream at anybody. I just found out the FTC commissioners really thought this wouldn't affect YouTubers that much. They actually thought they were just protecting kids. See, I think a lot of these people don't use it. And I hate that the politicians are that out of touch. And again, we don't like to get political on our channel. I'm not supporting or denying one group or the other, but I'm just saying it is sad that the people in charge didn't really even know that this was going to affect people. So a couple really big children-focused and child-focused YouTubers, very reputable, great children content YouTubers, actually got in touch with the FTC and even got a meeting with some of the main commissioners on there, and told them how big of a problem this was, and they asked for listening to people. I really do appreciate that. So make those comments. They are listening. Again, let's keep it professional. Obviously we are scared and angry, but it seems like they didn't really understand. So let's help them understand what's going on here. They actually didn't know it was going to cut ad revenue by 70 to 80%. And the YouTuber that went to talk to them, I don't remember the name. I was just watching a couple stories about it. He actually said to them, how would you like it if somebody just walked up to you one day and said, hey, your boss said, hey, we're going to cut your salary 70 to 80%. Is that fine? Like, because this particular YouTuber is this is to get this done. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, comments, please go. First of all, do that petition. First of all, sign it, share it everywhere. And then the next thing is file a comment with the FTC and let them know that you don't want this to happen. Obviously we all, support protecting children online, but we don't want it to be done this way. There are other ways to do that. And certainly I think more responsibility needs to be put on the parents. As a parent myself, I completely agree with that. And I think a lot of the comments I have seen have said, look, there should be some laws to protect kids, but let's put a little bit more responsibility on the parent. He said, one of the commissioners basically said that one of the commissioners actually did say that they were going to go after YouTubers, and it was a bit to them like shooting fish in a barrel. I thought that was a horrible thing to say. So I hope they reconsider that position. Why would I don't understand, things that are not appropriate, things that are just damaging to children. Obviously, they need to go after that, and they did, and I feel like they've cleaned a lot of that up, which is good. But the content that's good, that's educational, that's wholesome, that's family friendly, that promotes learning, education, good entertainment. I don't know. So that we need your help, and we need to let them know that that's not okay, and that this isn't okay, that we need to fix this before we move forward with the law that is so vague that maybe regular people that are just trying to make some videos and really, reach a wide audience, or maybe even just smaller channels that are just really enjoying uploading content, whether it's focused for kids or not, that they might get fined $42,000 a video. That seems absolutely insane to me. Just works together. And that's why I'm making this video. We do need your help. We do need you to take action. We need everybody to be vocal about this. Let's stop this before it starts. And, let's just make sure that family-friendly content's protected on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Share this video out. Share all the websites out that I posted so that we can start getting this turned around. Hit the like, leave those comments, do all those things so that we can get this video going. This isn't a complete explanation, but at least it gives you some background. Sorry I rambled a little bit. I was trying to dissect all my thoughts onto this and put them, into a coherent, cohesive video. So I hope I achieved that. But either way, just go sign the petition and go leave the FTC a comment. And we appreciate all your help with that. We're going to be back with regular videos tomorrow. And, we can't wait to keep doing this. We have no intention of stopping doing this. And certainly, listen, I think everybody that knows us knows, even if something happens and we have to mark all our videos not kid-friendly, I mean, it would be horrible. I still don't think we're going to stop making them. I hope the live chat still works. I mean, I don't know. Part of the biggest part of what we do is the community. So we want to be able to talk to you guys. But we're going to keep making video work within the guidelines, or they are changed. But don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We're not quitting YouTube. We really love doing this. We just want to make sure that we can keep doing it the exact same way. And we want you guys to get notified when we have a new video too. I think that's just a basic part of being a YouTuber, is being able to have people notified when you have new videos. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for helping us out with this. We appreciate you guys. We love all of you guys, and we're just so thankful to be able to do this. And thanks for being patient while I've been gone the last week or so. It's been a busy week at school. It's been incredible. Just finished some of the best performances of my career. I've been teaching now this is my 19th year, and it's been a ton of work, but it's been a dream come true. So thank you for supporting us through all that. If you're still watching all my rambling, I appreciate that as well. Leave a comment. Let me know if you made it till the end of the video. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time, and just thanks again, everybody. So for now, have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye.